Sarah Mitchell is a young and passionate journalist, always eager to uncover unique stories to make a name for herself in the American journalism scene. Born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, Sarah discovered her love for writing at an early age. After graduating with honors in journalism from Northwestern University, she joined the editorial team of a prestigious magazine in New York. However, the bustling city life and everyday stories were not enough to satisfy her thirst for discovery. One autumn morning in 2024, as golden leaves covered the streets, Sarah received an anonymous letter with a mysterious message. If you want to uncover a secret that has never been revealed, go to the town of Ravenswood and investigate the Blackwood Forest. But be careful. Some things are better left undisturbed. The letter was handwritten on aged parchment, with no return address. Her journalistic curiosity drove her to research Ravenswood and Blackwood Forest. From the scarce information she could gather, Ravenswood was a small town in northern Maine, known for eerie tales surrounding Blackwood Forest, where many people had mysteriously vanished. Despite the warnings and potential dangers, Sarah decided to embark on a journey to Ravenswood, hoping to uncover a groundbreaking story that could shake the world of journalism. Long bus ride through winding roads and marshy forests, Sarah arrived in Ravenswood. The small town, with a population of fewer than 1,000 people, was nestled between rolling hills and vast woodlands. Quaint wooden houses, a tiny general store, and a local cafe created a peaceful yet somewhat somber atmosphere. As Sarah stepped into the Raven's Nest Cafe, the curious gazes of the locals subtly shifted away from her. She ordered a cup of coffee and struck up a conversation with the cafe owner, a middle-aged woman with silver hair and piercing eyes. "Hello, ma'am. I'm Sarah Mitchell, a journalist from New York. I came here to learn about Blackwood Forest. Could you share some information with me?" The cafe owner kept wiping a cup in her hands, eyeing Sarah for a long moment before responding. "Blackwood is not a place for the curious, young lady. Many have entered and never returned. There are things in that forest that we are better off leaving alone." Sarah could sense the worry in her voice, but that only fueled her determination even more. After leaving the cafe, Sarah wandered around town and met Mr. Henry, an old farmer who had lived in Ravenswood for over 70 years. He sat on his porch, puffing on his pipe, staring into the distance toward Blackwood Forest. "Hello, sir. I'm Sarah Mitchell. I heard you know a lot about Blackwood Forest. Could you tell me about it?" Mr. Henry furrowed his brows, took a long drag from his pipe, and spoke slowly. "Blackwood is a place no one wants to set foot in. Ever since I was a child, there have been stories of whispers in the night and dark figures appearing deep in the woods. Many have vanished without a trace. If you have any sense, stay away from there." Sarah jotted down Mr. Henry's words, but her resolve remained firm. She felt that she was getting closer to a big story. The warnings, Sarah decided to venture into Blackwood Forest. She prepared thoroughly, packing a camera, flashlight, map, and a notebook. Early the next morning, while the mist still blanketed the land, she began her journey. As soon as she stepped into the forest, Sarah felt an eerie chill and an unsettling silence. The dense canopy allowed little sunlight to filter through, casting a dim, shadowy atmosphere. The usual sounds of birds and woodland creatures were absent. Only the crunch of her footsteps on the dry leaves remained. Deeper into the forest, Sarah began to hear distant whispers, as if someone, or something, was watching her. She paused, straining to listen, but heard nothing except the oppressive silence. Shaking off her unease, she pressed on. Suddenly, she came upon an old, dilapidated wooden cabin, seemingly abandoned long ago. It stood alone in the heart of the forest, shrouded by overgrown trees. Its windows were shattered, and the front door hung slightly ajar, creating an ominous and haunting sight. Lam Tuong Tu Tren Bang English. Approached the old wooden cabin, her excitement mingled with apprehension. The wooden door creaked as she gently pushed it open. Inside, faint light seeped through the cracks in the walls, illuminating a space filled with dust and cobwebs. The furnishings were sparse: a wooden table, a few worn-out chairs, and a fireplace that had long gone cold. On the desk, Sarah discovered an old leather-bound journal, its cover faded with time. She opened it and found yellowed pages filled with messy, handwritten notes. The journal belonged to a man named Jonathan, who had lived in this cabin during the 1950s. Jonathan was a hunter, but he had always felt that something was wrong in Blackwood Forest. The last few entries of the journal recounted his eerie experiences. October 12th, 1952. Last night, I heard whispers in the forest. At first, I thought it was just the wind, but the sound had a rhythm. It almost sounded like human voices. I couldn't sleep. October 15th, 1952. I saw dark figures gliding between the trees. They moved quickly and vanished when I tried to follow them. I'm beginning to suspect something supernatural is at play. October 20th, 1952. I've decided to leave this cabin. Blackwood Forest is no longer safe. If anyone reads this, stay away from this place. Sarah shuddered as she read the words. She realized that the strange occurrences she had experienced were not mere coincidences. Determined to uncover the truth, she made up her mind to venture deeper into Blackwood Forest, fully aware of the dangers that lay ahead. 9 hikers found dead in the snow.